Hello, dear viewer and listener, and people doing neither, and welcome to ABW Live. What is this, you may well ask? Well, we can go back to football now, can't we? And if you're going to go to football, you need a mask. If you need a mask, go and get them from Gav. You know, I fired him twice. He's quit once, but I'm still mates with him. So I can't read the phone now, can I? Oh, shit. Cover your nose, people. You can go to... He's not paying me for this. He just sent me this one. Oh, got to take it off. Having a panic. Oh, shit. Right, you can go to shewarusa.com. That's for Americans only, apparently. And there it's about $11. And I think there might be postage on top of that, or shipping, as them lot call it. Maybe pulled my ear thing out. Or you can go to shewarshop.com for everyone else, and they're 10 quid there. And they're really good. Because, look, you have a little... where is it? There you go. It's not just the bruised banana look. You get... Come on, out you get two of these. They are the PM 2.5s. You get two of those that you slot in the side of it. Look at it. Bruised banana. And if you go and buy them, you're supporting a fellow Gooner. Chopsy Gooner, stroppy Gooner. Bit of a tit, if I'm to be honest. But don't tell him I said that. Get shewar.com. And if you do, and if you buy them because you saw them here, go and tweet him at shewar and tell him you bought one because you saw it here. We're going back to the football. And I saw loads of those masks tonight, and they didn't all have the little red bits down the side. They were just the bruised banana bit. Look, the red bits down the side. Gavs have those. Go and buy them. Right, where are we? We should say hello to my two guests. First of all, it's Femi. All right, Femi.
Hi, everyone in the chat.
Do you want to introduce our second guest? It's behind you.
This guy here.
Could well be the star of the show. Does it have a... Don't do that to it. It's asleep. Does it have a name?
No.
Well, it has no name. There you go. We started the show off in a wonderful way. So I'm going to go and say hello to some of the wonderful people there. If I wouldn't have had to wear the mask and do that intro, I was going to let Femi introduce the show, because he's going to do one soon, aren't you?
Yeah.
And he'll probably be better at it after one show than I've been at it after 700. Anyway, right, we have got Cepho in there. Lacazette was immense. Really interesting positions, and the role in build-up certainly was. Michael in Sweden. I don't know what those things are. Little red things with their arms up. Ryan Hobbs. AMN was brilliant tonight, and don't think he misplaced one part. Or pass, indeed. Julio Halmondo from Paraguay. He says, evening, lads. Ronry, I think I tweeted you the other day, Ronry. He says, so that's what it's like to enjoy a game. It was very good. Grumpy Gooner, not in an odd way. Not what in an odd way. I don't know. Sai is there. So weird seeing Arsenal win. Oh, here we go. It's Grumpy Daytac. Good game, yet same tactics. Love it. Do you think she's been sarcastic there, Fem? I think it might be safe to assume. Yes. Duncan Knapp, who have also been tweeting, evening all, Lacazette and AMN were excellent. Ryan Hobbs, real question is, which of the team will start on the weekend, or will we stick with the old man, Willian? Or Martin Gilmore's there. So many of you here. Phil Macker, not in Wales. Thunder is there. Daytac is back. How long until she calls someone an idiot or a moron on 3, 2, 1? Could well be you, Thunder. Yeah, she's back. Mark Bennett is there. Who else is there any more that I've missed? I think. Oh no. Spicer, Hambo, Adam, Jamie, Jose and Rudy. Oh, Avon is there, and Stefan. There we go. Oh, and someone called Chris, who's on Instagram. Not Instagram. What's that one? Periscope. Hello to the people on Periscope and Twitch, if there's anybody on there. Right, Fem, let's get on with it. It's only taken me 4 minutes, 27 seconds to get to the start. Was it good to see the fans back? Did you apply? Because I think are you a season ticket holder, or are you on something like that?
Did you apply? No, I didn't. I gave up my my season ticket for this season. Basically, so no, I couldn't apply for this year. Basically, because I didn't put into the ballot because I didn't know what was going to happen. To be honest, so yeah. But yeah, I've had. It's quite weird because when you follow people on Twitter, you see that a lot of the usual suspects managed to get tickets somehow. It's quite it's quite funny how that works. But yeah, 2,000 people, and even from when the warm up started, you could see the difference. And all through the game, all I kept saying was, "This just feels like proper football again." It feels like football again. It doesn't feel like a training game. It doesn't feel like how it's felt. But yeah, it's good as well that we at Arsenal are the first to have fans back as well in terms of top flight teams. So yeah, we paved the way. We got football shut down and we got fans back. So
weren't we the first one after when it restarted anyway? Didn't we play Man City?
And yeah, you're right. Yeah, we
played
did.
Someone.
We played Man City first game back as well. So yeah, we're doing all the firsts.
And also, we were the first one to have the fourth substitute, or the first team to use the fifth substitute or something like that. I did make a note of it because I thought it was quite an interesting point, but then I realised it wasn't and deleted it. So yeah, we are the official football guinea pigs. I was really glad to see the crowd there back there as well. Did you notice how many empty seats there were? Because you could see they were in lines, crisscross. There must have been about 50 empty seats. These people need to be found and smacked on the bum, don't they?
Was there? I doubt if anyone didn't come today. I mean, that would be ridiculous, wouldn't it? To set up and get up in the morning, apply for tickets, and then not turn up for something that kind of historic when you think about it. It's an historic moment in Arsenal history of just a weird year and just it's a weird start and a historic start to December. But I don't know if it's, I think the way Arsenal put it was that it's different for the UEFA game, because I think UEFA set the rules. So in terms of, I think the league games, I think the league are actually letting people sit in their bubbles or families or whatever, whereas UEFA said no chance, seat apart or whatever that they were doing today, 1 seat apart or 2 seats apart. So I'm sure that's something from UEFA, I guess.
Yes, a few more people in there. There's Martin and there is Lars. Lars Petter Gierstin Bö. I might have got some of that right. Divyan is also there. And Supercanifavlivlavlivlaz is there. Oh, Jamie has got a question. If you can go and get that and put that in our private chat, get it from the YouTubings. Jim Howson is there. And we've got another one of our members, TBG, the something Gooner. Big? No. I don't remember what the B was. He changed it from his full name to that. And there's another one of our members. So if you want to be a member, click on join and go and give us the money, and you'll get absolutely nothing for it. That sounds like an absolute bargain. Yeah. Did anybody else? Here we go. Ron Rees says, defo the odd empty seat in the Lions. It was like a game of Connect 4. You could see because the seats were a different colour as well, because they didn't have the bag over them. So, I mean, I must have counted maybe 20 or 30, but yeah, maybe they had good reasons. Okay. Right, next point I've got is the lineups. Yeah, Mari. Oh God, I should have wrote it down differently. Mari was back. Maitland-Niles played in the middle, which we've heard quite often that is his preferred position. And Chambers on the bench. What do you think about the lineup?
I was surprised Mari started because Chambers seemed to have been back in training longer. But then when Chambers did come on, they did mention that he had been out since last December. It didn't actually feel like a year, did it?
Yeah.
It felt like yesterday, that Chelsea game that we dominated, and they got that freak goal from Leno when he dropped the ball. But yeah, it's been almost a year that he's been out. So can obviously, it is mad how time flies, isn't it? But yeah, you can see that if that's the case, Mari's only been out for 3-4 months maybe. So I'm
first
guessing
game
fitness wise, he should be ahead of Chambers anyway, so that kind of makes sense that he started.
But I think part of it was on the 27th we played in the under-23s, beat Derby 3-1, and Mari and Chambers started the game, but Mari came off at half-time and Chambers played the whole game. So maybe maybe that was something to do with it. How about the rest of the changes and the positional thing of the way we lined up? They have actually changed it on who scored, but we had Kolasinac. If you didn't watch the game, Kolasinac played left wing back, left back, Suarez right, Mustafi and Mari in the middle. Elneny played a little bit deeper, covering the back too. Maitland-Niles was in the middle. Lacazette was playing as a kind of, how would you describe Lacazette's role tonight, apart from very good?
Number 10. Yeah, it's more like a number 10, maybe like a false 9. A proper false 9, isn't it? Because he didn't really need to come back and do any helping out in midfield that much. So he's kind of playing his normal false 9 type position, I guess.
And then we saw Nelson with his socks down, playing like a legend on the right-hand side. Pepe playing on the left, and Nketiah playing up front. So as soon as you saw that lineup, did you think there's going to be goals here?
I mean, what can I say? I mean, the lineup. The first thing that I'll talk about is Maitland-Niles in central midfield. Different. He's been asking for it for a long time, as we've been hearing left, right, and centre. So I think when you look at that, you don't really know what to expect from him as a player in terms of what type of player is he? But it was good to see him actually get a chance in a position that he liked. Then you've got 2 really attacking wing backs or full backs today who literally had no defending to do. This is, I mean, probably Kolasinac's best game in an Arsenal shirt, to be fair. And then you've got
that's true.
You've got Reiss Nelson and Pepe, which surprised me that they played the other way around, because I mean, Pepe has played on the right, left a few times now under Arteta, but I've also thought that Reiss was better on the left as opposed to the right. So I wonder why they made that change, and I wonder what that means going forward for Pepe as well. Maybe it's a light bulb moment for him to just play on the left and just actually go at players without having to constantly check back onto his left foot.
That's what I was thinking, because that just takes out one more difficulty of his game being left-footed on the right. You have to stop, cut back, and go full Owen Robben. But if he's doing it on the left-hand side, just run down there and cross it. So it's made his life 50% easier. So hopefully that will work. But they did swap over a couple of times, but I also noticed that they were each taking the corners from their usual sides, though, weren't they?
Yeah, and lots better deliveries today. To be fair, I think I was looking at the stats. Did we even have 13 corners or something like that? So we had a good chance to practice.
Yeah, 13.
We had a good chance to practice our corners today, and a lot of decent deliveries. I think Reiss Nelson really needed a good corner after what was the game that he came on, and he was just absolute garbage corners.
That's nearly every game for us all season, kicking it at the first man every time.
It was Leeds, wasn't it? The Leeds game. We had a few, when we're down to 10 men, we had a few corners, and he was absolutely shocking with his corners. So today he made up for that. We had a few really good set piece deliveries.
How confident are you with having Mari at the mark? Cedric. No, not Cedric. Pablo. God, I can't keep saying Mari because I'm going to say Mari. I don't think he cares. How confident are you at the back? Because he seems to, when he first started playing for us, he slipped in. You thought, oh, hello, he's a bit decent. It's not just because people are going, oh, we only bought him because he's left-footed. That's not the only reason, is it? He immediately looks assured, and got the captain's armband, didn't he, at the end?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, he hasn't played. He's always played like 2.5 games before he got injured, and if you look at it, I mean, all the reports, I mean, obviously you listen to people like Tim Vickery, who obviously knows South American football inside out. And he was really raving about him, especially his leadership, the way he leads the line of the defense. And one thing that would surprise a lot of people is the fact that the team that he was playing for in Brazil, I can't remember what the team name was, Flamengo, they then went to a higher up the pitch position, because he could command the defense. So when you look at him, he doesn't look like the fastest defender, but from what all accounts in Brazil, what he does is he allows the team to push forward because of his commanding presence. But my thing is, I know like Jim Howson saying Mari and Gabi at the back. My thing is, I've never seen in football 2 left-footed centre backs and a left-footed left back ever. I mean, we've seen right footers all the way across the back four, but have you ever seen 3 left footers across the back four? I don't think I've ever seen that. So it'll be really interesting to see how, if they do pair them together, how that works out.
Divyan says, to be frank, in a 3-man defence, Gabby and Mari should work together. Yeah. Has that made you any clearer for you whether we need to be playing 3 centre-backs or whether we need to be playing 2 with full-back wing-backs? Because I'm none the wiser from seeing that, because it was just such poor opposition, weren't they?
Yeah, I think this is just such a difficulty, because everyone has been screaming for us to go back to a 4 just because we don't create anything. But then you saw on Sunday, when we go back to a 4, what happens is, if you've got players like Xhaka in a 2-man midfield Wolves were just running straight through us. Leeds were just running straight through. We gave up more chances in those 2 games than any game that I can remember under Arteta. Team, they were just running right through the middle of our team. So that's the difficulty that you've got. I think it might be a pick and choose thing at the moment of just trying to work out. I mean, unfortunately for us, and I'm not using this as an excuse for Arteta, if you look at the teams we've played, I'm sure every team we've played apart from Fulham is probably in the top 8 right now in the league. So we kind of have to get a little bit of a balance. I know we should be doing better, but I'd love to see us play some of the teams that are less confident in the league and see if we can do what we did tonight and play that type of football.
Yes, I agree with that. It's I don't think many questions have been answered today, but I think it was. I got the feeling during the game that it's almost like we had a toilet of a blockage, and we needed to get that blockage out. The blockage being unable to shoot, and we certainly made that up for tonight. 22 shots. That was, yeah. Before we go through the moments of the game, why do you think we didn't score more? Because we definitely did the old "should we shoot more"? I think it was crazy, wasn't it?
I mean, the finishing was really poor tonight. Let's be honest. Yeah, it was really, really poor finishing and final balls. Not even, to be fair, not even final balls. Players not on their toes, especially in the case of Nketiah. It wasn't on his toes in some incidents. There was a couple of incidents that if he was just a little bit sharper in the head or a little bit sharper in his feet, he would have got a couple. He probably could have got a hat trick tonight if he was on his toes. So I think that comes with confidence. That comes with, if you're making those chances over and over and over again, it becomes routine. Then you'll see a different team. If you don't make any chances, then you'll see faces like the face that Aubameyang has at the moment. Even when he's doing his welcome video this afternoon, he looks like he's been kidnapped to do it. He just doesn't look happy at the moment. But the more it's repetition, isn't it? We've seen teams like Man City, teams like Liverpool, just repeating the same patterns of play, the same pattern, and you just think it's so easy. That should be easy to stop, shouldn't it? It should be easy to stop. But if you're consistently doing it, your players will know, okay, if I make that run, I will get the ball. If I make that run, I will get the ball. Whereas at the moment, strikers make 2 runs, they don't get the ball. They just look dejected. So it's better to keep making those chances, I guess.
The one thing I noticed about tonight, you need to get Pepe, you need to get Nketiah, you need to sit them down and watch Ian Wright's best goals. If I'm showing one hand here, people listening, and if you've got the goal there, and then you've got one of your teammates running into the goal, and you're all running up with them, don't stop. Because there's a fair chance tonight, if they'd have done what you'd have said, if Nketiah or Pepe would have carried on going, my teammate's I think they're going to score. Don't just assume it's going to go in. Keep on bloody going. And if you'd have done that tonight, Eddie would have got 3 goals. Pepe could have got another 2. We could have been in double figures because they just like, it's going to go in. No, it didn't go in. And yeah.
There was a few, cutbacks where you could have had a shot, all those little things where if you had a shot, you didn't know what was going to happen, but players making one extra touch or things like that, So we'll get there. I think tonight gave me a lot more hope. Let's put it like that. That
Definitely
we do know what we're doing.
Hold on, Travis is giving me some grief. Is Danny's beard getting bigger or his head getting smaller? It's I'll treat a picture. Actually, I'll put it in one of our WhatsApp groups, Travis. Actually, I might even put it on our Discord. I maybe put it everywhere. We have these little baubles, but that kind of season like that you put on a Christmas tree. And Sean likes to decorate my beard for Christmas, so I have to grow the big beard. And it's getting on. There's probably actually bits of chicken tikka in there tonight and cheesy chips because. I buckled under the pressure of doing a show and didn't go and cook dinner. I'm ashamed of myself. Avon says Arteta just confirmed Partey is back in training from tomorrow.
Yeah, I really hope. I mean, this is such a weird one because someone had told me earlier in the week, even before it came out, that he had been pushing to get back into training, get back into games, and Arsenal were kind of holding him back. So I really hope that they've scanned him, they've done the precautions because a thigh strain or a thigh strain could turn into a tear of a muscle, and you definitely do not want that. So I really hope that they've done their proper due diligence with that one. Because he's so important to everything that we're building. He's literally everything that we need right now in the team.
Divyan has put his name in there phonetically. It still doesn't make any sense. The O sound. Where is the O sound in Divyan? You'll figure it out. You let me know when you figured it out. There's Rudy says Partey back for Spurs will be massive for us. Sai said either win tomorrow or kick the shit out of Spurs. Yeah, quite happy to kick the shit out of them. Just set Kolasinac free and saying go and hurt people. Mark Burnett says Harry Kane out for Sunday. By the way, we all know he will start and probably score a hat trick at least. Something like that.
Someone in ABW will be happy if he scores a hat trick, won't they?
Two people will, because turns out Collins is a bit of a traitor as well.
To be fair, I've taken him out and I'm putting someone else.
Yeah, really. You fell on your sword and you left the ABW only fantasy football. And I said, well, come back in. I mean, you are top by about 30 points at the moment, which I'm not happy about. But, yeah, like you don't know. And Josh is second and I'm third because I forgot to change them.
Yes. Right. Someone's made him captain. You might even triple captain him the way he was talking.
Scumbag. And then Simon's done a bit for the Standard, the Evening Standard. Go and have a look for Simon Collins' stuff on there. He's done an article about the best 11 from Arsenal and Spurs. I think he has put Tierney, Gabriel, and Saka, the rest of Spurs. Simon Collins, you are dead to us, sir. Right, let's get on with the goals because we've been nattering about nonsense. Right, 9th minute. Mainsley, copyright of Tom there, gets a header in the middle, hits one of their players, rebounds to Laka, who took a couple of steps, then launched it from miles out. Commentator said the keeper didn't get a sniff of that. A phrase you don't hear that often. What did you do when he scored that goal? Because that was wonderful.
I mean, it was a great goal. It reminded me of a Thierry Henry goal actually against Manchester United. Sort of same position, same swerve. I don't remember who the United keeper was, but yeah, same swerve. And but what I liked most was the fact that he actually celebrated the goal. I think they enjoyed having the crowd back in. You could really tell that from the off. He hit one against Spurs last season as well. In the lockdown game that we lost. First time shot. It's interesting that he had an interesting game tonight. I thought he did really well. I mean, last week I did say, I wouldn't mind seeing him against Wolves, but obviously we went with young, what's his name, Joe Willock. But yeah, great goal, great strike, and great celebration. I think that the players needed that kind of celebration, running, sliding towards the fan. I'm sure they've been told, don't go running into the crowd. It's probably not allowed at the moment, but I'm sure they probably would have wanted to at some point. But yeah, no, great strike.
It's Divyun. That's how you say his name. Yeah, so he's put a question there for us. Mr. Boblick sums it all up. Fuck Spurs. Remember. Also, people, when you're listening to this, go to our YouTube and click subscribe, because our last few videos are getting about 30% of the views are from people who subscribe. The other 70%, if you aren't subscribing, we don't do this for our health, people. We do this because we're full of love for our fellow Gooners. And I'm looking homeless. Talking about looking homeless, I saw OG in Canada. I sent him a picture of my beard, telling him I need help. It's gone feral, and he sent me a picture of his hair and his beard. He's lost it. He's lived in the wilderness too long. Someone needs to take him in and shave him. Next point is 15 minutes. Almost everything goes down the right. 17 minutes. Mari scores. Really good in-swinging corner from Nelson, and Mari was there. How many times am I going to do Mari? This is getting really annoying, just as my brain works. He was there to head it in. We've made a habit at the moment with the Arteta's tactics. Our centre-backs are scoring decent goals from set pieces, and we still haven't conceded any goals from set pieces, and we're actually scoring. And so it's made me happy. What do you think about it?
Yeah, one for the set piece guy. I don't know his name, the new set piece coach that we have. Clearly he's been working defensively on the set pieces. Offensively, I mean, we do have the tactic of crowding the goalkeeper and then peeling off, usually aiming for the near post, which never usually comes off. But this time, very good in-swinger, like you said. And all he needed to do was just flick it on, to be honest. It was a proper old school Arsenal near post corner, really. Flicked it straight in. Always looks better when it hits the post as well and goes in. But yeah, I was really, it's his first goal for Arsenal as well. So,
well, he's only played about 5 games, hasn't he, or something? It's a better goal ratio than most of our other players. Again, Gabriel's is pretty good too. Across the bottom of the screen, you can see manscaped.com. Go there, use the Berg code, Bergkamp, for 20% off. I don't know how many, they've not got back to us. I mean, we sent them the show, that one we went on about it for about 2 hours. We've sent them that via email. They haven't got back to us. So we might well have gone over the top, especially the bit about John shaving a bollock live on air. So, people from Manscaped, if you are watching this, let us know when we have to stop doing this, or if you want us to do it more. And if you do go there and buy it, then we get, we don't actually get anything. No, then they might actually sponsor the show long term. So there you go. It's really good. I used it on nowhere yet. I did use it on my head when I first got it, but I haven't done anything else since then because I am looking all hairy and homeless. But I will give it a go. Right, where else? I think someone else made a point in there that Mr. Bob, no, not Mr. Bob. Someone else said they've subscribed. I'm going to say thank you to them. No, it's gone. That is a shame. So I think there might be a Spurs fan in there. Samuel Ingram, Arsenal fans should be worried about playing Spurs. Well, we are. Are you? Because I am.
I'll try not to think about it. Put it to the back of my mind. I'll deal with it at the 4:00 on Sunday. I won't even think about it till then. I'm not watching any previews, anything like that. I don't really want to know. I just hate that game. Hate that game. No matter what form anyone's in, it's just nerve-wracking, isn't it?
I think it might have been Fatality Chameleon who has just subscribed to the YouTube channel. Thank you very much, kind sir. We are actually going to have maybe 3 or maybe 4 of us on for Sunday's show because we're all going to need to group hug and look after each other because it's not going to end well for us unless we fluke it. And, if it gets to 0-0 at the 92nd minute there, VAR will give them a penalty because Harry Kane will jump over someone and then fall back over and get a penalty because he's a scumbag. Right, moving on. Where are we up to? 38 minutes. I thought Lacazette getting a kick in. Their players injure themselves, fouling him, and only gets a yellow. And straight away after, a couple of minutes after, El-Neni got a yellow because one of their blokes ran across him and they both fell over. Bit shitty, wasn't it?
Yeah, El-Neni. It was very sloppy tonight, wasn't he? It's unlike him. He's usually very assured in his passing, but of the 2 central midfielders, he was obviously deeper, but he was quite sloppy. He kept giving the ball away or giving away free kicks. There was actually one free kick that Mustafi got booked, and I thought El-Neni got his second yellow because he had run straight into the keeper, I think, at that point. So he was a bit sloppy. Laka was getting a a kick in. But I mean that's probably goes with the position that he was playing in, I guess. It's quite weird, isn't it? Because Ozil never gets a kick in when he plays that position. He seems to just have this ability to elude players. But Laka obviously likes to feel contact. He likes to feel the player around him and spin them. That's probably the difference. And they just was going right through him to try and get the ball, really.
Very true. Plus, most other opposition will look at Ozil and think, is he actually moving? Or is he just standing still? I can't tell. Duncan Knapp. I'm not going to say Knapp. I think it's Snap. He says our fans singing "Your support is fucking shit" at the away end was hilarious. I didn't hear that.
Yeah, they were singing that.
Making hell of a lot of noise, weren't we? Considering
there were
10,000 people there. That was well done, everyone.
No, that's what I said. It actually felt like real football again. It just felt so good. It was like that stupid drowning crowd noise that was there. That it just made you feel comfortable, but it wasn't a real thing, was it?
Oh dear! Little Phil Macker in Norwich says, I expect Sunday one of your guests will need to be a counsellor, and Mr. Boblex follows that up with drugs needed to be used. And Sophie's there from the Highbury squad, who had you had an interesting podcast yesterday, Sophie, when it was just your guest on his own because you three all got cut off or left. Oh, but Michael Price did a very good job, and it's an interesting show. They've plus Kevin Campbell's there, absolute Arsenal legend. So yeah, go to the Highbury, go look for the Highbury squad. One of my favourite podcasts out there, and don't go and look for the Gooners podcast because they're scumbags. Here we go. Avon says, can't shake the premonition. We're getting Mike Dean for the weekend. Is that who the referee's going to be?
I haven't seen it. I'm sure it's been announced somewhere, but I haven't seen it.
Richard Garrett, hello Richard, says, what was the clapping on the 30th minute for? Has anybody passed away with the number 30? Or
I didn't pay attention to that, to be honest. I mean, to be fair, like maybe it was substitutes coming out to warm up, because that usually happens in the Emirates around the 22 minutes, and then they warm up for a bit, then another set of subs come out. And obviously we had a bigger bench, so maybe there was 3 sets of subs coming. It's usually players coming out to warm up that get the round of applause, really.
Paul Nell says, Sophie, the Rebecca Lowe interview was great. I've not listened to that yet, so don't ruin it. Sophie has put, I'm not proofread this, Sophie, hopefully it's good. This morning I wrote to Super Kev and Amanda that I fancied us this weekend. Not sure why, but I think Arteta will get the team ready like it's a cup game, one we have to win or go home. Yeah, and if you listen to the shows, Sophie says the C word a few times. I was shocked. I needed a lay down. Talking of needing a lay down, where's Thunder? Thunder put something here. There we go. Thunder put, I like the empty seats since it gave those fans the option to watch the match stretched out across the seats like you would on a settee or a bed. See, there's a positive in everything, isn't there? No, maybe Thunder says maybe it was for Heavy D, but I don't think so. Most people don't know anything about podcasts that go to the football games. We're the football podcast is maybe 1% of Arsenal fans know anything about it. Everyone on Twitter thinks that everybody sees everything they do, but most people would go, "What's Twitter? What's YouTube?" Most people don't know.
I can definitely confirm that.
Yeah.
From obviously where I sit in the West End Upper, I can guarantee you at least 70% of the people there do not even have a clue about Twitter. I can guarantee you that. There's a few young ones, but you can tell there's some old school.
No old people like us. Richard puts here, rest in peace, Colin the Boobinator. Harmless bloke, always a little bit of fun. Yeah, it's very sad. Passed at a very early age. Phil's getting a bit saucy. I love it when women use the Colin word. It wasn't the C word for Colin, Phil. You're a very silly man. Right, we need to get a wiggle on with this. On any book, 43rd minute. Eddie scores. Great work down the left wing. Lacazette to Pepe. Couple of rebounds. Pepe runs down the left of it. Low crosses. Was it a low cross or a pass? It was a combination of two. Now, Reece Nelson sees it coming because he reads the game really well because he's brilliant. Nelson gets it, lays it off for an on-running Eddie. Eddie has a shot. it hits their keeper, and then the keeper either does a Leno and he parries it out, or it bounces off of him. I couldn't remember because I was typing this and didn't look back.
It's a good save, to be fair.
He went full Leno. And back out to Eddie, and Eddie gets it on target, headers it in. Very impressive by Eddie to be that aware, because he's still a young man. So, yeah. What do you think of that?
That was, as Progress Moses said in the chat, it says total free-flowing football. And I think that goal summed it up. That was just really, really good. There was a lot of one touch, a lot of movement. And it's so weird because I saw that in last week's game against Mulder, the movement. I said, if you have players that are consistently moving, you'll see a different team. There was no stat. And I don't want to dig out any players, but there's certain players that we know are not making those moves, those passes, those runs. And the runs were just brilliant. The pass from, I think, Lacazette to Pepe was brilliant. Pepe's pass to Reece was brilliant. And the awareness of Reece Nelson he literally set it up like it was a penalty for him, didn't he, for Eddie? He stopped the ball dead in his path. Eddie probably should have scored the first one, but now it was a great, great team goal. Really enjoyed that.
It's sometimes we need games like this to get you jump started back into getting used to having shots, being expressive with your play. Like you were saying that, what's Sophie put here? Sophie's put, it was free flowing because there was no pressure. Yeah. Already qualified. Most of our issues are mental. Something Arteta still needs to improve because, as Sophie said in one of her recent shows, she's got bigger bollocks than most of those Arsenal players at the moment, which is sadly true. Oh, yeah. Richard Garrett says, question for you. Could Mainsley play in a 10 for us?
No. I think sometimes when you look at players who have a good game, you kind of watch them and you say, okay, what is their position? And it's like with Joe Willock, we keep shifting him into a 10, but is he actually a 10? We kept shifting Ramsey at points into a 10, but is he actually a 10, or are they just good at making late runs from the position that they're in, from the central position, ghosting in, having a player covering for them so they can make run box-to-box type players? I would never put a box-to-box player as a 10, to be honest.
Even if they can do the job. They need someone proper who's going to hang around up there. We saw that the kind of role that Lacazette was asked to do today, and he was in the first 10 minutes, he was back with our defenders. You can see he's really, really up for the game. And I think Chris put in a WhatsApp group, that's why you never drop Lacazette, because he will run his arse off, just like the 4-goal European legend that is Oli Giroud, 4 goals last night. And you watch Fat Frank will now drop him for the next 7 games, and he'll get a combined 5 minutes for the next 7 games. Oh, here we go. Shalajabal at 10 from Travis, possibly. You never know.
I think everyone needs to temper that one down. I don't know if I like transfers, because I set myself up for the worst, hoping that we get the best, because a lot of people are convinced that we're going to get this player, and if we don't get him, there's going to be then uproar. So sometimes it's just hope for the worst when it comes to transfers, so that you're pleasantly surprised.
That's the Gooner way of thinking. Richard Garrett, true words, Femi. There you go. You get a T-shirt with that on. Right, we're going to speed this up a little bit because Femi's no doubt got work in the morning. Second half, 47th minute. All I've put is ping-pong goal. Do you know what happened?
Yes. I mean, the biggest takeaway from this was the first shot that the keeper parried. And there's amazing similarity between the way he parried it straight into play to the way Leno parries the ball straight into play. And I think I mentioned this in our WhatsApp group. I said that looks very familiar, doesn't it? And Josh was saying that he was watching a training video earlier that they put out, and there was a very similar clip in that training video with, I think it was Leno or what's our keeper's now? I don't even know his name. Rinison,
Runner the Gunner.
Yeah, he parried it straight into open. It's just a weird thing that our keepers are doing, and it often leads to a goal, as we've seen recently.
Yeah, I'm just replying to someone in the chat who says these two on the panel look like backward religious. Hold on, where's it gone? Backward religious with their beards. Well, yours is a very normal beard because you're a well-kept man. Do the lads on the panel believe in fairy tales? Well, Femi doesn't have to answer that because that's their own personal stuff. I believe in the Vikings. They're my favourite range of the gods, but I also think that the Egyptian ones were quite cool, and the what other ones were there? The Roman ones, they had some cool ones. People's religion is up to themselves, people. This is a football podcast. We'll leave it at that, shall we, Femi?
Well, I didn't even see the question. I thought he was talking about I thought he was talking about, do we believe in what?
Because he said, because I've got a big beard, am I religious?
Oh, no, I thought he was saying, do we believe in fantasies as in beating Tottenham is a dream?
Yeah, like that we do. And even that we don't even believe that we do.
Yeah.
Our Richard is there. Cactus Cash, to be fair, it was a very quick cross across the box. There you go. Yeah, so Shazzy was just delivering the food. He's a Man United fan, so he stood in here and he abused me for 10 minutes while mugging me off for my heat and my my wonderful streaming stuff. And we looked at that and went, bloody hell, that was about 8 saves, 4 shots and 3 misses all in the space of 30 seconds. And then he left me with some cheesy chips. Cheers, Shazzy. Chili Bite Huntingdon, if anyone's hungry, tell them I sent you. Right, where are we up to next? I've got one more thing to do. 65 mins. Smith Rowe, more great attacking. Pepe runs through the defence, passes it left to the Mainsley, who slides it across the goal for Smith Rowe to tap it in. That's about the 5th time we've tried that, and only the first time it came off, because that did look like it worked for Nelson, did it for Eddie, and then we tried it about another 3 or 4 times during the game. But that one came off, so that was really good to see, wasn't it?
Yeah, we had one just a couple of minutes before with Pepe to Eddie, which didn't come off, and then we had one Ainsley to Eddie, which didn't come off as well. So yeah, it was nice, and the forward run. I mean, it seems so easy, doesn't it? I mean, to be fair, in the Premier League, that would have been ruled out for offside, wouldn't it?
That's what the commentator said. Good job there's no VAR.
Yeah, because of our VAR. Like, they would have probably said his glove was offside or something. Who knows? Anything.
A nipple ring.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, no, he kept running, which is good. Showed for the ball. And yeah, really, really happy with him. Really happy for him as well. And then, did you hear the Ainsley Maitland-Niles screaming in the celebration?
No.
He's like, "Oh, welcome back, welcome back." You could
hear
him screaming. No, to what's his name? To Smith Rowe, yeah.
What do you think Smith Rowe's best position is? Or is it still evolving?
Yeah, that's a hard one. See, we were having this discussion actually in one group that I was in. We're talking about player positions. Actually, I think I heard it on the Tuesday Club as well, actually. And they were saying that when Wenger was there, whether a player was a 8 or a 10 or whatever, they'll just be playing out wide to learn their trade. No matter what, everyone played out wide to learn their trade. Everyone, but even Bentner, everyone played out wide. Walcott to learn their trade. Nasri was a 10; he played out wide. So, for me, for now, I mean, if we've got no one playing in that hole, he can play there. That's probably his best position going forward. So, see, when people are talking about 10s, he's more of a natural number 10. You know, he's definitely more of a 10 than a someone like an Ainsley Maitland-Niles. You know, he's someone that makes runs late into the box, but he's someone that can control the ball. You know, if you saw him at Huddersfield or the clips that you saw at Huddersfield, you know, he literally can control balls. He can drop deep. So, but, you know, he's still young. He's still, 19, 20. So he's got a lot to learn, but he's someone that we must have high hopes for him. You know, technically secure on the ball, just getting stronger. You know, he's just one that needs game time. I don't know how we're going to get him game time, but he needs games. If it's a loan to a lower Premier League team, I think that might be our best way forward with him.
Yeah, I agree with that. Right, finally, we talked about Eddie and Pepe being a little bit sloppy. So yeah, 4-1, decent result. Shall I ask the questions, or do you want to go over them? We've got 3.
Yeah, we can go over them. First one was from Jamie Fitzgrade. First question is, does the fact that Xhaka didn't start today mean he's going to play against Spurs? I'm scared if that is the case. I'm telling you, Jamie, we are all scared. That is something that keeps me up at night. What about you, Danny?
Xhaka is a mess. When he was on his form and when he was good and he had a defined role, he was playing with better people, he's good. But when it's left to him to the defending in midfield and he's playing with Ceballos, no. I think it's a done deal. He might go in January, hopefully, or go at the end of the season. But you can see I assume you can see by his body language that he's just not up for it anymore, and his bags are packed, much like Kolasinac, Mustafi, Ozil, all these all the German mafia. They're all on their way out, thankfully.
Yeah, I think we need a sweep. We need something to change. We were talking about mentality earlier. If you're having the same issues over and over again, you've got to change the personnel. You can't. I mean, a lot of people said you can't change your whole team. You've got to change the manager. But how many times are you going to keep changing managers until you end up with a Sam Allardyce type manager? You know, you're running.
Don't want to be in a club that gets the Allardyce, the Moyes, the Hughes, the ones that are the perennial. Oh, there's a problem. Get them in, people. We don't want any of those people.
Yeah. And then what you got is, if you keep sacking managers or giving them a year, other managers will, as much as you think you're a big club, other managers will look at that and start thinking, well, I don't get any money there and I don't get any time. So why am I going to go there? So yeah, Xhaka's a scary one. He's so immobile. It's so weird. It's scary. I don't want to picture teams just running straight through Xhaka and just, oh God, just still gives me nightmares all the time. Our second question is from Jim House, and it says, this is a good one. Can Arsenal join the Austrian League? Danny, what do you think?
Not from the 1st of January. No, we're not even allowed to join. No leagues because Brexit is on. Brexit means breakfast or something like that, I think. So I don't think we're allowed to do that. Although there are some teams that aren't from one country that do play in other countries' leagues. I don't think we're going to get away with it. I
asked Chris earlier if we could play these guys every week. That would be fun, because that's the most fun I've had watching Arsenal in this season, definitely, at least. Okay, so Divjon Rajay Ved. Question, is Laka done as a striker? A second striker or number 10? Is he a second striker or number 10 going forward, is the question.
He can do whatever he wants to do because he's got the ability to do all of it. Not maybe as good as some others, but he may lack in the ability to play as number 10. He makes up with passion for it and constant running. Remember, like Giroud wasn't the greatest forward, but he would always run the entire game through and he'd never stop trying. And plus, everyone just loves Laka because he's got the best beard at Arsenal now that Giroud has gone. What do you think?
Yeah, I'd really love. I don't advocate him leaving, but we haven't sorted out his contract. He's got 2 years left. I've got a feeling he'll leave. I'd love to see him in a different team and see how they utilize him. Because we just seem to be dropping him deeper and deeper and deeper. It's a weird one, and he doesn't seem like he's. I mean, when he first came, he was playing right up top, wasn't he? And he just seems to be dropping deeper and deeper. So it's a really, really weird one with Laka. A lot of people have really turned on him.
Many more.
Is a shame. It's a shame. It's a shame. We a lot of people. It's service. If you're a striker at Arsenal, you're not getting any service. Which, I mean, tonight, if you look at it, everyone was getting service. Everyone looked good. if it's not rocket science, really, is it? If you don't get the ball forward, your players don't look good, and when they do get the ball every now and then, and they miss one chance, look how many chances we missed tonight. Is anyone complaining? No, because we scored 4 goals. But if you have 3 chances a game and you miss one, everyone's going to go like a ton of bricks on the player that missed a chance, aren't they?
We missed 19 chances and still scored 4 goals.
Exactly.
That's it. That's why Emery got away with it for so long, because we were just having loads of chances and making everyone look good. Sod defending, but now we can defend, so take more risks in the middle and up front.
Yeah.
Phil Macker's got a question there.
Yeah, Phil Macker says, forget about Sunday. Most important question is, how do I do proper roast potatoes with only a microwave? That is something that I do not know, so I'll defer to your expertise on that. I can't cook. I mean, you can only cook jacket potatoes in a microwave, as far as I know.
This Samuel Ingram has done nothing but absolute shit in there, apart from we just swapped Lacazette for Moussa Dembele. I think he means the Celtic striker who scored tonight, but Celtic are shit. They have won in their last 11 games. I know there's loads of Dembele's. Is it Moussa Dembele?
I think he's talking about the one that used to play. You're right, he used to play for Celtic. Now he plays for Lyon. I think he's talking about that one. Yeah.
Yes. There's quite a few of them. I know someone who did a Championship Football Manager game, and they only had players. It was an African surname of so many players. It wasn't Dembele. Well, what's one of the most common ones? There've been Premier League players with that surname.
Oh,
someone in the chat might know.
Diop, Sissoko.
No.
The one that played for Newcastle. What was his name again? Cisse.
Ah, that might have been it. Yeah, it was some African name like that of players that we've had lots of. We always get them mixed. It might have been Sissoko, actually. Yeah. And he would only buy players with that surname. So, I didn't watch it to see how they got on. But, here we go. Dejan is in Serbia. Hello, Serbia. No doubt it's cold. Actually, my friend lives in Croatia. And I always say to him, is it snowing? And he gets annoyed. He says, it doesn't snow here all year. And there you go. It might have Thunder Road says Cisse, so it could have been PG Nez says, was it Toure? No, I'd have remembered that name because we've had one legend called Toure and missed out on another one because we didn't need him. Right, what else?
Couldn't get a work permit for him.
I think I might well have been there for the when he played against Barnet. I went to quite a few of those. Go to manscaped.com, use the code Bergkamp for 20% off. If you do, let us know. Tweet us a picture of your shaved testicles and we'll forward it to Chris. I actually meant to give you Chris's email address. So if you shave your hairy asses or any part of your body, you can just email it to Chris. And then because Chris doesn't have Twitter anymore, bless him. And so he's missing out on all the joy and fun of being a wonderful Arsenal fan in this time. Also, look, there. Do you see those? They're the masks. 3 different styles. I've got the top one and the middle one. Gav sent them to me. And here's my very own one. Go to sheworshop.com and they're £11.50. That might even include postage. Or go to sheworusa.com. That's only for the Americans. And yes, go and buy them. Support your local Gooners. Even a few Gooner mates have set up a site in America so that you can get your stuff over there with cheaper postage rather than having to post it to the US of A from the UK because that costs too much money and he's saving you money. So go and support Gav, the Chopsy tit. Chopsy tit. Avon says, smash the like button, folks. I prefer to say tickle, but we know what I mean. Yeah, people, if you were listening to this and you're not subscribed, go in the back garden, sit down, face the fence, and have a word with yourself and think about what you've done. Because quite frankly, 70% of you not subscribing when you listen to our podcast, they're robbing us, Femi, aren't they? They're robbing us. Daylight robbery.
Yeah, I need to get paid, guys. Go and subscribe.
Yeah, because we make nearly about £1.10 from every video if we're lucky, and that isn't even enough to keep Jeff in custard creams. The next podcast, Raj is coming back for a podcast in the not too distant future. He has requested Jeff Arsenal, but Jeff's having some work done on his house, so he can't. And FK, and I think FK's too good for the likes of us, so it'll be Raj and Chris and a couple of others. On Sunday, it's going to be me and it's going to be Carl. Maybe 2, 3, maybe 5 of us, maybe everyone will all join in. Let's all have a big virtual hug because we've lost 8-0 and Harry Kane's got all 8 of them and they're all 8 penalties. Femi doesn't like that.
No, I'm scared.
Right, everybody, we have been on far too long, 55 minutes of mostly waffle. Thank you very much, Femi, for joining us tonight. You have been sensational.
Thanks, chat room as well. You guys have been great.
Don't thank them freeloading scumbags. Thank you to the gerbil or the ferret or whatever it's called. I can't remember. Poor little thing. Oh, imagine him up front for us. Couldn't be worse than Pepe, could he? And thank you to all you sexy monkeys in the chat box, all the people on Twitch, all the people on Instagram. We have an Instagram. We've got 4,500 followers, and we didn't buy any of them. They just all followed us naturally. They're all Gooners, and all the people on Periscope. So thank you very much, and good night.